Hello everybody and welcome back to the ARPneuro Therapy Library. My name is Jake, I am your trainer, and in this video we're going to be going over the knee protocol, pad placements, and movements that you can do using the PRS device. All right, so let's first talk about what often causes knee pain. In particular, patellar tendinopathy, otherwise known as jumper's knee. Some people will also even call it patellar tendinitis. Anytime you hear that itis portion, we're usually referring to pain and inflammation. When we're talking about jumper's knee, it's very common with basketball players and volleyball players. However, it doesn't have to be a basketball player or a volleyball player to deal with any type of knee pain involving patellar tendinopathy. Usually when you're doing a lot of movements that will create this portion, whether it's a lot of squatting, a lot of jumping, it's going to create tightness, which will eventually lead down to the patellar tendon. And that will start giving you this lateral knee pain and sometimes even a medial knee pain. And then before you realize it, you're having a hard time doing the activity that you wanted to do. So this device is going to help wake a lot of these muscles up. It's going to help loosen them and get a lot of blood flow into that area so that you can go back to doing the activities that you love. And let's talk about that. With this protocol, we're going to be using the 4-pin lead system. First, you want to take the black lead, and you want to place the black lead just above the knee, going horizontally, just like that. Next, you want to take the red lead, and you want to place the red lead just behind the knee, going horizontally, just like that. Once you have those two pads placed, then we're going to go ahead and mirror that on the other side. So right here, as you can see, I have the black in front going horizontally and also the red behind the knee going horizontally. Now that the pads are set, we want to wrap this up, and now we'll get into the movement portion of this protocol. As you can see here, the pads are placed and I'm all wrapped up. I'm also using the PRS harness with the pouch. If you do not have one of these, you can always go to our website at ARPneuro.com and go into the store where you can purchase this. And I'll leave a link right here where it's a video that just talks about how to actually set this up with the PRS. There's a few steps, but it makes it really easy, and you can go ahead and use that. Otherwise, if you don't have this, no need for it. You can always use the clip that goes on the back of the harness. But now that we're all set up, we're going to go ahead and hit that purple power button waiting for the beep. There we go. And then we're just going to turn that up to our tolerance. Slowly pressing that number. Once I start to feel it, now we got some juice there. And we're going to keep pressing. Now, again, as we go through it, this one we want to be a little looser. But if we move the knees, that kind of loosens it up a little bit. And I'm going to go up a little bit more. All right. So in this first movement, as you can see, we're looking at straight lines, right angles. So I want a good position here. And all I'm doing is I'm extending, and then I'm dropping down. And then I alternate, extend, and then drop down. And we want to do 5 to 10 reps on each side. Extension, as you can see here, I'm holding that position and then slowly bringing it down. Extend and all the way down. Once I completed my first 5 to 10 reps, I'm going to go into set 2. But before I do that, I want to turn up that output power once again, going to my maximum tolerance. This is a good movement to start off with. I would consider it more of a beginner to intermediate. Now we'll go on to the next one. Now with this next one, it's a basic squat. Now we don't have to go very low on the squat. I just want a knee bend. So wherever you're comfortable with stopping, that's where I want you to stop. Now, as you move through it, what you'll notice is you can slowly get lower and lower each time. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to start to lean forward just to get low and get too much back involved. This is where you want to basically almost sit back on it. One of the tricks I always like to say is to look up towards the ceiling. That forces my shoulders back, which forces my glutes to activate, keeping my heels planted to the ground as well as my toes. So everything's anchored to the floor as I'm going into the squat. Now I keep the chair there as a guide. If you want it to go all the way down and then all the way up, that's fine. But what you want to avoid is this, and then dropping down to the chair. You want to make sure that you're engaging the glutes and really slowly sitting down in the chair and then coming back up. You want to activate those legs. It's one of the reasons I do recommend you just keep the chair as a guide. So once again on the squat, you want to do 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps, and I would consider this movement more on the intermediate side. Now in this movement, I want to get the chair involved just for balance. So I'm going to start off with my left, and I'm just going to kick my right leg out. And what you can see here is I'm using that chair as a guide, but I am doing a single leg squat with my left, going down and then up. It doesn't have to go low. Let me give you the angle here. I'm not going super low. I just want to engage these muscles properly. So down here and then back up. Notice I'm not leaning forward. Everything, think of it as just going down into a hole. You're dropping straight down. Wherever that stops, that's where I want you to stop. Don't force anything lower if your body's not going there. I don't want you to go low here and then lean forward. That's not the right move. I'm going to go straight down, stops here, and then back up. Once I've completed my 5 to 10 reps, I'll go ahead and switch sides, and then we'll do the same movement on that right leg. So dropping down, wherever that motion is at, that's where we want to stop, and then back up. All the way down, and then back up. So with this movement, once again, I would do 4 sets, 5 to 10 reps, and I would consider this movement going into the advanced levels. So don't be discouraged if you can't get here yet, but this is certainly your goal to try to work your way up to that. And then eventually, if you can remove the chair, that's perfectly fine. But I like the chair so you can get guidance on balance, and you can focus on that leg that's actually on the floor. So there you go. There are the pad placements and movements that you can do if you're experiencing any type of knee pain. Now keep in mind, you want to try to do this at least 2 times per week. I do recommend more if you can possibly do more. If you have any questions regarding the movements that I talked about, as well as pad placements regarding knee pain or any other protocols that you would like to see that you don't currently see on our PRS library, feel free to reach out to us at info@ARPneuro.com. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and this is your knee pain protocol.